problem. Our problem starts from here, where I have given three numbers or three variables, and I have to compute the average. Okay, so I think a bit. I understand that how can I do these solutions. I identify that there is a addition operations, there is a division operation, and I organize the addition operation and the division operation to get the results of the average. Yeah, and then I start writing the code. How I start writing the code? One way is that first we encode the computations. Then we identify that what are the variables I may require. Then I initialize the variables, and I declare the variables. Okay. And other way I have to do from the another way. I first think that what are the variables I may require in my program. I have to declare these things. Then I have to initialize the variables, and finally I have to do the computations. Okay. Understand? Get it? Oh. Is that clear?
So what is the function of return 0?
Yes, return 0 is basically every function. If we just get into the declaration of this function, function means something like this. Okay. So there is a function. So it takes some arguments and it returns some things. Yeah. Like in my case, if I do the addition, so it takes some values, value 1, value 2, and it returns something, say value 3. So when I'm writing this main, if you just get into the main, it means that main is a function. It does not take any arguments. It can execute independently without any inputs, and it returns an integer types of variable. And at the end of my program, I state that at the end of my executions, I am returning a 0 from this block. Understand? So this return 0 is compatible, or this is basically matching with this int, that the value it is returning from the main is declared as an integer. So at the end, I am explicitly writing that I am returning a 0. Okay.
Okay.
Get it? So,
sir, instead of that, can we also write void main so that it will not return anything?
yes, that can be done, but just you will be understanding that in future types you will be understanding that what is the program returns. Yeah. So if we just get into something about the operating systems, so operating system says that it starts the executions of the program. Yeah. So let me just brief these things. So there is a OS. Clear. So whenever I am executing some things, I am instructing the OS to execute my program. Clear? And the program will execute it, and operating systems always expect some value from the terminations of this program. So this expectation is 0 when it is a successful. Its expectation is non-zero, say non-zero, when there is an error in this program. Clear? So it is not a good practice to write a main with a void return. Understand? So good practice is writing a main with an integer type of return, such that you can instruct your operating system that whether your program has been successfully executed or there is an error in your executions. Understand? So that is a practice. Means when you will be in the semester of say 4th semester, you will be learning the operating systems, and then you will be understanding that why what is the good practice that main is always returning an integer. Okay.
Sir, what is the role of header?
The role of header is that there are so many system defined functions we are using. So in this case, I have using a printf function. Clear? This printf function is as a main function. It can be treated as a main function. But in my program, I have not written any code for the printf function. How printf will work, I have not defined in my program. So where it has been, how it has been where it has been declared and how it will be worked. So there is a header file. In this header file, you will find that there are some already defined functions are available, like printf is one of them. Okay. And I am just using the facilities which are provided by the C programming language. Understand? Otherwise, what I have to do, I have to write some numbers of statements such that I can display my my values in my on the console. Yeah. So that things I have not done. That things I have abstracted, and this abstraction is available in the printf function. And if we don't include the stdio.h, then the printf function may not be accessible. Okay. So inclusion of standard input output .h helps you, or it provides you to get the use of already defined functions like printf. There may be a scanf, or there are some others, get character, put character, etc. Understand? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Just now take it something differently. Say I change the value something by 35. Now if you do the computation, then the sum will be how much? 65. Okay, and division by 3. Division by 3 will not be an integer. Okay. So what is the scenario? Means as I have declared these variables as an integer, and finally this division, we understand that division is not an integer. Okay. But the thing is that if we execute these things, we execute and run, then we will find that the division result, it results 21 as an average. Yeah, it does not output the floating points, means the decimal parts of the values. Yeah, get it? So the average it computes is 35 plus 20 plus 10 divided by 3 is 21. This is not correct. Understand? The correct answer should be 21 dot something, or 21, and there is a decimal point, decimal values. Okay. So why it is doing something like that? Because I have declared this average as an integer. Clear? So whatever the computation it performs, after doing the computations, it basically only captures or only truncates the integer value, because average is already declared as an integer. So it just takes the integer value and it truncates the decimal parts, and it prints, or it stores the value sum by 3 with its integer value. It does not stores the value with the decimal points. Okay, so that is the declaration. So when we are declaring the variables, we have to keep in mind that how we have to declare the variables. What are the characteristics of these variables? If it may take some decimal values, then we have to do some different types of declarations. Okay, so integer, then there may be a float. Float is capturing the decimal points, and there are something like that. Okay, so this is the important part. What is the value? What is the important part in the declarations? The declarations always put some constraints on the variables. The constraints are as we understand that if we say that average is an integer, then it always displays or always stores the value as an integer. It does not captures any values of the floating points. Okay, get it? So this is our first step. So we just try to make you understood that how your understanding can be translated into a programming sequence. Okay. And in our next part, we'll stop it today. Tomorrow we'll show you how will be tomorrow. In the next class, we'll show you that on the another way. We have to take another problem. We start with the declaration, initializations, and the executions. So in this problem, we take a problem. We start with the execution part, then we initialize the values, then we get into the declarations. Understand? Get it? And just to keep in mind that when I'm writing these things, I am basically following some rules. The rules are basically the syntax. Like if I forget to write a semicolon, or if I forget to write a comma between these things, then there are some errors. Writing, if we forget to write a comma, then what is the meaning of these things? The meaning says that I am declaring two variables rather than three. The first variable is named as A, the second variable is named as BC. It is not the B and C separate. Okay? So putting a comma means that there are three variables. The first one is A, second one is B, and the third one is C. And putting a semicolon, it basically terminates a sentence or statement. So we consider every statement as the terminations of a semicolon. Understand? So if I forget to write a semicolon here, then there will be an error. Compilation says that there is an error. Understand? And this error is may not be at the particular point of error. It may the compiler basically there are different types of compiler. They work in different ways. So in DebC, it says that what is the error? It's saying expecting semicolon before C. So it says that you'll find in your machine that there is an error, and error says that expecting a semicolon before C. Okay? So we have to put a semicolon here. Understand? Similarly, if I write, say, what I can do, another error maybe we forget to write a opening bracket, opening curly bracket means the begin of a block. Then again, doing these things, so you'll get an error. Okay, sorry, I have executed. So there are errors will be there. It says that expected declaration specifies before A. So somehow there are some errors. So we have to identify the error and make the corrections. Okay. These are all the syntactical errors. Syntactical error means you have made some mistakes in writing the statements. Okay. Say like if I am writing an English statement, then I make some mistakes in the semicolon or full stops or something like that. Okay. Understand? So this is the first type of error, which is called the syntactical error. The compiler, when it compiles, then it will identify the errors and it will instruct. Then you have to go through the program and make the corrections and recompile these things. Okay. Another error may be say I have written a X here. Okay. The meaning says that X is a variable which has not been declared. So compiling these things, we'll get that X undeclared. Okay. So I am using a variable X which has not been declared in my declaration part. Okay. So these are the errors the compiler will promote or will display. Okay. Understand? Is that clear?
Sir, how we will print the
sir.
modulo D if we want to?
What is modulo B means?
Sir, how will we print that modulo D if we want to? That means if I want to print that modulo D as a string, then how will we print that instead of that declaration?
Acha, acha. Oh, acha. So this is basically there is a overriding characters is there. So I forgot this thing. There may be a same. What is that thing? Like that way.
Slash, I think that's slash. Yes.
This slash. So these are basically called that. What is called that? Overriding characters. Escape characters. Yes. Escape characters. Yeah. So this slash is basically except characters. It overrides the percentage to it overrides the general interpretation of the percentage to a character percentage. Understand? Oh, that will be giving it. Means I will provide you some overriding characteristics, like these are the semicolon, I mean, undercodes, then percentage. Then there are different types of characters which are having a special meaning in the C programming language, but you can override these things. Understand? Okay. So
Sir,
any,
one thing.
yes.
Sir, will Java be taught in later courses, or it will be only C?
No, in this course, this is only the C programming language, but
Oh.
in future you will be learning Python or something, means other programming language.
Hers, are you from
Sir, there is a
CS
question.
discipline?
No, I'm not from CS.
So so in your curriculum, I don't think there will be any other languages. But once you learn one programming language like C, you will be able to learn other programming languages of your own without taking any help from others.
Actually, I have learned Java only till my class 12th. So,
Hmm.
so I am just asking that will there be any extra courses or for the
So
for the
extra courses,
development?
but in your curriculum, you may not have that because which branch are you from?
Sir, EC.
EC, but obviously based on your interest, you can attend many courses. There will be audit courses, not credit courses. Or you can also learn different languages from other online resources too. Okay, but try to learn C properly, then you will find it very easy to understand and learn any other programming language of your own. And whatever you have learned about Java, I mean, you have to refine that knowledge also, because maybe you have learned Java from a different perspective in your +2 or +10 level. Anyway,
Hello. Sir,
so
there is a question. Is it necessary to put a gap between two sentences?
Okay, yes. Just tell me, means this is just how this is called the indentation. Means I have written the program such that human can easily read these things. I may write these things in this way. There is no there is no error in this
Issue.
program. Understand? Clear?
Okay.
Actually the compiler basically eats up all the white spaces. This is the white spaces. I am putting a tabs or the space or new lines. They are the white spaces. Before we compile these things, these white spaces are eat up by the compilers. Yeah, to the compiler, it is basically a continuous strings. But for the programmers, they use a part of indentation. And I will also recommend that you people must be familiar or must be practice this type of indentation, such that reading this code will be easy for the human. Understand? Clear?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, that /1 is working with the next line, that is \n, but it's not working with modulo D. I tried.
Okay,
to-
I'll give you that things. I am not sure. Means just a
Okay, sir.
yeah. I'll provide that list of things, which is basically called the escape characters. Okay.
Okay, sir.
At present, I am not very much sure that which escape characters work with which type of symbols. I'll be providing this. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, it is necessary to write A, B, C, and average in the printf section.
No. It is not necessary. As you like to print your statements, means I can just print the average. Means your result may be only something like this. Average is means as you write your strings, it will be displaying the same way. Yeah. So if I write these things in my program, then my executions will be simply compile and run. Simply average is 10. Understand? Get it? Understand?
Yes, sir.
So printf is basically taking arguments. So what arguments will be providing to the printf statement, it will perform in that way. Okay.
Sir, can we just omit the print percentage D statement for printing the arguments? Like, is there any other way without percentage d? Like we cannot write average then plus a like we had in other languages.
No, plus A is basically in the C++, which is called the IO string. There is another things which is called the IO string, where they consider these things as an object. Yeah, the concept of object is not available in the C. Understand? So, so just we are giving you the very basic programming language, and from this basic programming language, there are many types of derivations. Yeah. So what you are saying is basically a handful facilities. Just you write a class and a variable, it will work. Yeah. But this is the primitive. This printf is the primitive type of statement. If you understand the printf, then you just have any types of another way to write or display your strings. Okay.
Sir, can we omit
So you have to
ABC from
accept that just
printf?
like in our natural language, we follow different syntax and semantics. Okay, different structures for the same thing. Similarly, for computer programming languages, different languages follows little bit different syntax and semantics. So learning or vocabulary, you can say. Okay, so learning a particular language, you have to actually follow the strict syntax, semantics, or follow the same vocabulary or grammar for that particular language. So when you will move on to a different programming language, there will be many things common, but there will be something which will be different. So you have to accept that. You cannot do everything in a similar manner in all programming languages, and then there would have been not different languages. Okay, so that you have to accept. So right now we are focusing on C, so we will all restrict ourselves only the grammar and vocabulary, whatever we follow for C, not for any other language, C++ or any other thing. Right now you assume you don't know anything, any other language you don't know, because most of you are expected that you are the beginners in this particular domain. Okay, so we'll assume that and we'll discuss on that platform this.
Sir,
Yes.
Yes.
yes, sir, is it necessary to download DevC, or because I have downloaded VS Code?
VS Code is virtual thing. So you can do that thing.
Virtual Studio Code.
Virtual, or those who are having some Apples or something like that, they can also use GCC anyway. So we'll show you these things using DevC, because DevC is free and it operates on most of the popular Windows operating system. So we are just showing these things. But irrespective of this platform, the code will be same. Means what we are coding is basically the unique part, but your platform may differ. Understand?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, so let me conclude the class for today. In our next class, we'll have
Sir, I have
show
a
you.
question.
Yes. Tell me.
Sir, can we omit ABC from printf function inside the bracket?
Which one? ABC.
Can we omit this from ABC from printf?
In that case, means this statement is wrong, because I have written only one specifier, and I have given 4 arguments to print. So this statement is wrong. So it should be something like that. Okay. Get it?
Oh, sir, why we use a percent in previous? You have used percent d 4 times. So
because at that time we are printing 4 values. We are printing the values of A, B, C, and the average. So at that, so we have 4 percentage Ds. Every percentage D will be replaced by one of the arguments. Understand? Clear?
Oh, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so thank you for the class today.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Jaydeep, please turn off the recording. Yes.
Okay,
It will.
Thank you, sir.
কাজ কোথা থেকে বন্ধ করবো? স্টপ
ওই ওখানেই যাও আবার 3টেতে স্টার্ট রেকর্ডিং যেখান থেকে এসেছিলে।
স্টপ রেকর্ডিং।
হ্যাঁ